Does anyone else wake up angry? Like, do you get angry if someone tries to talk to you when you wake up? Because I would say I need at least a good 20 to 30 minutes before anyone even comes near me in the morning, let alone talk to me, just to de-thaw and accept my crazy reality that I call life. Like, even if someone's being nice to me in the morning, this is how I react.
Good morning, sweetie. I made you breakfast downstairs.
Shut up!
If this is you and you relate to this post, please comment because I'm currently questioning if I'm a bad person for this. Be honest. Why do we all have that one friend who has something traumatic happen to them every single day? I swear these people cannot go a full day without something bad happening to them. Like, they could be having a great day, right? And then out of absolutely nowhere, they get struck by lightning. And within seconds of being struck by lightning, they will call you to trauma dump their entire story onto you. Does anybody else have that one friend who's like the smartest person and the stupidest person you've ever met? Like, I don't understand how these people even exist. These people will just breeze through school, maybe even have all A's, but if you ask them to turn left, they'll mess that up and they'll turn right. This person will have a 4.0 GPA, but if you ask them the 7 colors in a rainbow, they'll look at you with a blank stare. I don't get how someone can be the smartest and the stupidest person you've ever met.
Are you ever writing in class, and it could be history class or something, and you're so bored that when you're writing, your writing starts to match to the beat of some random song that pops up in your head, like just out of nowhere? It literally sounds like the pencil and the writing are both singing. Like, they just sync up exactly. Like, the song could be off, like, YouTube or TikTok, and it's like a trending song that you've, like, heard maybe, like, a few times, which has nothing to do with anything. It just appears in your brain. To be honest, our brain is like a spawn point for random things. I don't know how my brain processes anything that, like, happens in class, because, like, I'm just zoning out half of the time. When I was younger, sometimes I was just in the car, bored out of my mind, and I was just looking at all the cars passing by, and when I looked at them, they literally were making facial expressions. The cars could look angry, sad, happy, annoyed, and like every other emotion. I like how the cars are designed like that so they don't feel so emotionless and boring. These car businesses and companies knew exactly what they were doing. I didn't just see these things when I was younger. I literally still see these like every day of my life. But they did start to look more gloomy and depressing.
I don't get embarrassed often, but when I do, it's pretty embarrassing. You know when you think someone's waving at you and you wave back and it turns out they were waving to someone beside you or behind you? Well, that has happened to me so many times I can barely count. But here's something that happened to me at the mall. This girl was probably talking to her friend and she called out my name. So I turned around and looked at them and they were just talking to each other until they stopped and turned around to look at me. And they had the weirdest expression on their faces and I realized they weren't talking to me. Yeah, don't make the same mistake as I did.
I hate when people don't cover their mouth when they sneeze or cough, dude. I'm so sorry, bro, but most of the people who do this have, like, the most extreme iPad kid coughs, bro. Don't worry, I'm an iPad kid who's saying this. And their coughs never sound healthy, bro. It sounds like there's, like, a brick stuck in their throat, and it sounds, like, so wet and, like, disgusting. Those coughs sound so abnormal. The sound is so unpleasant to hear. I'm not saying that like coughs are pleasant to hear, but like you get the idea, right?
Does anyone else have that one friend that becomes physically abusive when they start laughing? Like, they become violent when they start to laugh. It's horrifying. Like, these people are just laughing, right? And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, you're being pushed, shoved, punched, slapped. Like, you name it, they're doing it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I don't understand why these people do this.
Did anyone else have that period of their life where they got a baby doll that looked identical to a real baby? They were called reborn dolls. So I had an obsession with being a mother at like 8 years old. So for Christmas, I made my mom buy me this doll that like someone literally hand painted for like 6 months and gave it to us. Got her on eBay, literally had brought her everywhere with me. Like I brought her to the TJ Maxx in our hometown and I put her in the car and I was like walking around and they're like, oh my goodness, like the baby's so cute. And I was like, oh, it's fake. And they freaked out. Like this baby had veins, like rolls, everything. I would change its diaper, fake feed it. Like this thing looked so real.
You know what I think about all the time? I can't be myself in public without having one of my friends with me. You know what I mean? Because if I act the way that I act, like with my friends, it's like, oh my god, she's so quirky and she literally has friends. She must be so funny. But if I start acting freaky alone, I'm getting committed. And I fully believe this is why I can count how many friends I have on one hand. It's like if I think of something funny to say in class, but I'm alone, I'm not saying that because if no one laughs, I'm pulling the fire alarm. But if I say it and my friend is in the class, she'll be like, like at least somebody, do you understand what I'm saying?